Hey, it's Jonathan English with the Casual Nerds. We are here for a week of comics. It's been a couple weeks off, but you know, things happen.
Technical difficulties. John from John's Comics. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for keeping up with us, even though we missed the last few weeks.
Yeah, things happen. But on to it. So Marvel had a pretty strong week this time. We are doing Iron Man 2.0. That one just came out. What do you think?
It was weak.
Yeah.
It was weak. Weak for a setup issue. I would say pick it up if you are a War Machine fan, which there's quite a lot of you out there ever since the movie came out and all that good stuff. But I'm hoping good things come out, but I don't know. Iron Man, on the other hand, Invincible Iron Man 501. This was pretty interesting because I've read a lot of Iron Man. I never knew that Tony Stark and Otto Octavius had a thing way back when.
Way back in the day. Oh my god, that was good.
Completing over military contracts, excuse me. That was interesting. But it works.
It works. Basically, he's offering him a challenge that he really can't refuse.
Yes, to fix the dying Otto Octavius.
Either you can do it or you can't.
Yeah.
Iron Man's got to take the challenge.
On top of that, he's holding a friend hostage, and he's got a nuke, which will pretty much hold Iron Man to it.
Yeah, usually that's what happens. Alright, we have Spider-Man 655, and I'm going to do this hand in hand with the final issue of Fantastic Four. Both of these, half the, yeah, Johnny's gone. So is J. Jonah Jameson's wife. That's why I'm doing these together. Half the book is complete silence. There's no words, just pictures, but it works really, really well. The images just stand out, and it really is something that's just so dynamic that doesn't need the words at all. It comes into they start talking towards the end of it. Basically, a lot of things are going to be going down with Fantastic Four. It's done. Marvel's first family, they're gone. We're moving on to the next one. FF is going to be the new series that starts up in a month or so, and Spider-Man's joining the team.
Depending on who you ask, the Fantastic Four died a long time.
Yeah, I know.
But
they died before Johnny.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for good FF reads, the Mark Millar stuff that was done a few years ago was very strong, and Hickman's run on this, which took up after Mark Millar, very, very good. Check it out.
But in Spider-Man, yeah, J. Jonah Jameson's wife, she's dead, gone. Goes throughout the funeral, goes into a whole dream state with Peter about all the death in his life that really resonates within the comic book itself, and basically Peter says there's no more death on his watch. Which is funny, because at the end of the comic we'll be surprised. New villain coming, and he's not messing around.
Who knew that could happen at a day spot?
I know, huh?
Crazy sleeves are everywhere. For fans of 90s Infinity Gauntlet galore, it's back. Yes, the Infinity Gems are back. Adam Warlock is not, however.
Yeah.
But story arc continues with the Illuminati and the Avengers trying to get the gems before the Red Hood does. They don't quite do a good job of that. But it's getting good. Plenty of Red Hulk action in there. Definitely good. Continuing with Avengers, we have Secret Avengers issue 10, wrapping up the second story arc with Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. This kind of wraps up the whole thing. We know that in previous issues, Shang-Chi's father was partially brought back from the dead, kind of like the whole mummy thing, you know.
Partially.
Yeah, you have to have a sacrifice to fully come back.
It's always sacrifices.
And you're always ugly when they partially bring you back to life. You're butt ugly.
Zombie-ish.
Missing pieces of your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Good job, Jamie.
Sexy.
But this issue pretty good. Continues a lot of action, wrapping up some of the stuff with the whole clone of Nick Fury and John Steele, the super soldier that apparently can whoop on Captain America.
Yes.
But not on Valkyrie.
Yeah, oh.
She's got a sword, man.
Can't really do that.
But Secret Avengers, Ed Brubaker, pick it up. Great read.
Right. On to Ultimate Spider-Man. We are going towards the death of Spider-Man. This one's actually really good. Iron Man gets his ass kicked. Awesome. Basically, Mysterio, Black Cat, Spider-Man, they're all in the middle of this whole Zodiac key from Kingpin that gave him his power. It's basically the conclusion of that. Yeah, that's pretty much the conclusion of that. It's going on the next arc. Hopefully he's gonna die soon. I just want Spider-Man dead.
You're an evil man.
Everyone's gotta die.
Continuing the whole Ultimate Universe on the whole death thing. Ultimate Doom! Thank you, Bendis. But,
Bendis.
yeah, Bendis. This continues the whole Ultimate Doom story arc. We all know that it's ultimate teenage Reed Richards that's attacking everybody, and he's taking it up a notch, and so our heroes are kind of banding together now to kind of strike back, and Sue's the one in the lead, and she's having flashbacks, and she understands what's going on. Surprisingly, most of you guys know, not a huge Bendis fan. He's doing pretty good on this, and it's a shame because he's put out so much crap on the Ultimate Universe. People aren't giving this a shot, but I do recommend this trilogy. It's actually pretty good.
Bendis, you screwed over the Ultimate Universe. I said that. Yeah, I did. But getting out of Ultimate Universe, we're going into X-Men, and we've got chapters 1 and 2 of Age of X. Basically, this is X-Men if there wasn't any X-Men. Future time, 1,000 years in the future, huge war going out between humans. If you didn't miss the prelude issue that came out, I think it was last month, really good setup of what's going on in here. Basically, it's an all-out war. There's mutants being imprisoned by Magneto. Professor X is one of them. Kitty Pryde is one of them, who actually escaped in the first one. It goes into the second arc, which really good. Check it out. Definitely worth, a new X-Men series.
Yeah, a lot of people have compared it to Age of Apocalypse, which was in its heyday pretty good.
Age of Apocalypse, nothing can beat that yet.
But this has some similarities, but it's not a rehash of that. So don't make the mistake. It's on its own merit so far. 3 issues into it, really good.
Cyclops is still a badass.
You mean Basilisk?
Ooh.
Basilisk.
Yes, their names are different. Their names and identities have been changed to protect the innocent.
You're not innocent.
I know.
Oh.
I want Spider-Man dead. On to that, we've got 3 other X-Men that came out. X-Men number 8, we're back in New York with Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's got to be everywhere right now, just like Wolverine and Deadpool. But basically, Connors' research is broken out, gotten into somebody else's hands, and there's a lizard outbreak that the X-Men and Spider-Man need to take care of. This one is a little bit better than the last issue. Wait till the next one to see what's going on.
Thank the New Yorkers that flushed all their lizards and pet gators down the toilets. God.
That's what happens. They
Yeah.
just grow too big and you can't take care of them anymore. Astonishing X-Men. This is a new arc, and we are in Japan, off a monster island. Think of X-Men meets Godzilla. But not till the end of the book. So get ready to read more than you want to. And of course, Uncanny. This is Quarantine Part 4. Basically, the X gene has gotten out into the hands of the public, thanks to Loeb. Really, really good so far. Basically, the X-Men are just going to get tore up coming up. They are going to be taken out. It's on. It's on. Definitely check this one out. Good read.
Onwards to the Mighty Thor. If you guys haven't been picking this up, Straczynski's run, was great on Thor. Some of the stuff to follow it up, not too good, but Fraction stuff is really cool. This particular issue, we see Thor back to back with his daddy Odin. He's had to resurrect Odin, Loki, to fight these world-killing aliens. A lot of dimension hopping, aliens seeking refuge on Earth. We're back in Broxton, Oklahoma. And
That's where you expect them to be.
Odin is taking on these guys almost virtually solo, and he's done this Blood Legion thing where he takes the blood of the enemies and forges an armor around Thor for it. And some of the stuff from other issues is kind of coming to fruition. Thor's figured out what he's got to do to thwart these guys that so far have been handing it to the Asgardians. But definitely a great read. The art, not to knock the artist on this, man, if you were reading Thor, a lot of the stuff just worked really well with the visuals with Straczynski. Yeah, the art doesn't get, I'd say, I'm neutral on the art to this, but the story's great.
That's alright. I think it's funny that it took years to resurrect Thor and only a couple arcs to bring him back down.
Ooh,
Oh,
hater.
I am just killing it today.
Although Marvel had a lot of stuff this week, a plethora of stuff. Some customers refer to it as a merry Marvel raping at the end of the month.
That's usually every month.
But we did have a new issue of the Punisher limited series that's going on by Rick Remender in the Blood, which is Punisher versus Jigsaw. This issue, we know that Punisher is captured, he's being tortured, he's gonna bust out and he's looking for some payback.
Isn't he always looking for payback?
Yeah, exactly.
He's kind of a one-note character.
This series was really, really good. I recommend picking it up. Halo came out with Fall of Reach Boot Camp, and this wraps up the first story arc on how they recruited the Spartans that would be with Master Chief, John 117.
You all know you love your Halo.
Yeah. They bring in the traitor, and at the very end of the book, there's a surprise. It's not really a surprise. It's leading into the next story arc, which is obviously the new enemy, which is the Covenant.
Ooh, didn't see that coming.
Not Covenant.
Crazy.
How many years? Namor came out this week.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Lots of Deadpool. Lots of Deadpool. Always Deadpool.
Yes. Some would almost argue too much Deadpool, but
Man, you can never have enough Deadpool.
no.
Unless he's in every single comic that week.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
If you're a Deadpool fan, you got it 3 books this week at least.
And you got him with the Watcher. That's interesting.
Yes, freaky cover.
Yes.
That wraps up Marvel.
That does.